Great, Dan. All right, so today we're going to walk through the 10 best ideas we've heard for clubs to engage their members remotely, events, ideas, things that they can do to keep members engaged and kind of excited about being a member of your club, even though they really can't use it. So I think I've heard some amazing ones. I know you have too. I mean, I speak to general managers all the time. I know you're in touch with a lot. So let's get right at it. So what is your first idea?
Well, I think all of our members right now are sitting at home, probably feeling lonely, feeling disconnected. So obviously, a lot of my ideas are going to be about ways to virtually engage with them, doing calls and things over Zoom. And one of the best ones I heard came out of actually a client of mine up in New York called the Players Club. And what the Players Club makes them special is they have different rooms. It's a city club, and they have different rooms inside that club that are named like the grill room, the library room, and there's some other rooms within that club that have names. And so what they did is they set up a Zoom call, and then they allowed members to kind of jump between rooms. So they did little breakout rooms on Zoom, which is a feature of this platform. And people could go to the library and talk, about art and literature and plays and things like that, things that they would normally talk about up in the library. Then they could come down to the grill and have different types of conversations. So they were kind of bouncing in and out of rooms, which I thought was really cool. So it was like literally like being at the club in a virtual way.
Right. Did they have a certain speaker for each one of the rooms?
I'm not sure if they had a certain speaker. I think people could just have a conversation, and they all had a few cocktails with them, and they were just doing what they would normally do on a Friday night at the Players.
Cool. All right, I love that one. The best one I heard is actually one of my clients, Field Club of Omaha. They are going to be doing a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire trivia night, or like HQ. Have you ever done HQ? Do you remember when?
Yeah, that's the thing that's on at like 8:00 at night on an app or something.
Yeah, so basically it's an app. Everybody kind of watches at the same time. I think the app actually went shut down, but they brought it back. But everyone watches at the same time. So they're having like a Zoom call. Everyone would log in, and they are actually sending out the questions via text, which is pretty cool. Nice. So they send out the questions. Everybody gets it on their thing, and they can choose multiple choice, and they answer it, and then they shoot out the next one, and they're doing like a leaderboard. And basically, they're using their phones as a way to have the kind of members, answer. And it's just like a fun trivia night. And, the GM's there, doing it just like we are right now and saying, okay, the next question is, and then the winner, I think, is winning like $25 to their groceries because you can go and pick groceries.
Oh, that's very cool. Wow.
Really cool. I think the trivia night idea is awesome. And
which club was doing that?
Field Club of Omaha.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of action in Nebraska these days from what I hear.
Yep. So that was
cool. That's great, man. Yeah. I think that my second favorite idea that I've actually participated in myself was Denny Corby is a magician, and he performs at private clubs around the country. And what he did is created a virtual magic show for members. And I actually, on a Friday night, he let me come to one of the virtual magic shows he was doing for a club. He snuck me in the back door. Don't tell anybody. But I brought my kids were on, and we put it up on the big television in our house, and the kids were just loving watching Denny perform. It was about a 60-minute magic show. And he's doing it like ridiculously inexpensive. I think he's charging $250 to do that, which is a steal. And it's great. It was interactive. There was actually back and forth, he would ask a member a question, or he would show them the cards and you'd pick a card. And it was pretty fantastic. It was one of my best hours spent during this whole quarantine.
Neat. I love that. My next idea that I've heard was Lanham Club. So I did a video on this just with me and the general manager. But so for some reason, it's a city club in Massachusetts, mostly like a social dining club. And they didn't have the ability to actually do takeout. So they're not doing takeout. But what he's doing is like Blue Apron. So they're preparing all the ingredients. They shoot a video of the chef preparing the dish. And then people are coming and just buying the ingredients with the chicken or with the steak. And it's exploding. He's crushing it. So I thought it was just cool. A super clever idea. You can say you sell your takeout orders, but then why not just let them prepare it at home? And, it's easier probably on the chef. And I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah. So one way to even to take that up another level would be to actually do like a live video, like a Facebook Live or some type of live. and cook along with the chef. I mean, I think that would be super cool.
Fun.
I've thought about doing that myself with my friends just for fun.
Love that. That's
Yeah.
great.
So number 3 on my list didn't come out of the club industry actually, and I'm not sure if a club has done it yet, but I've certainly recommended it to clubs, and that's to do a drive-in movie. So literally all you would need to do that would be to set up some sort of projection screen outside your, in your parking lot of your club, and let members pull up with their family and eat some popcorn and bring their own snacks and whatnot. I do that in Florida all the time because the winter time for us is pretty good weather. And so oftentimes we'll go to a drive-in movie here in Tampa. But I'd love to see some clubs do that. I think it'd be a great way for the family to kind of get out of the house without really having to break their social distancing.
Cool. I love that idea. One I heard, I think I read it on yours, which is the wine tasting. So if your club is allowed to sell wine, how awesome would it be is that they sell, maybe, I don't know if they can get the small bottles, but, sell bottles and then have your sommelier, or you could hire one just like you hired the magician to kind of talk through each wine, which I think could be a huge hit. And whether you do wine or craft beer, I think it could be neat. Who was doing that?
Yeah, there's a guy named Martin Cody, and his company is called Cellar Angels, cellarangels.com. And you can actually purchase the bottles right from his website. They'll ship them to you, and then he'll do a wine tasting for your members. It's about a 90-minute, tasting. What's cool about him is that he actually goes to Napa Valley to kind of like unearth these. I call him the Indiana Jones of wine. He goes to these places you can't buy this wine on a store shelf. You could only buy that either directly from the distributor or from someone like Martin, who has some sort of relationship with them. And so they're bottles of wine that would cost like $500. You can get for $75 a bottle, or in that range, anyways. Right. And everyone seems to have a good time that does it.
Yeah, fun.
Yep. So next on my list would just be literally doing a personal phone call. And it's a simple idea, but my club hasn't called me yet. They've sent a number of emails, but I haven't gotten a personal phone call. And I would love that. If someone just reached out to me and said, "Hey, Gabe, how are you doing? How are you getting through this? How can we help you? Yeah. What would be useful to you?" Here's the thing. Clubs so often, come up with great ideas, but they're not necessarily, the staff doesn't necessarily ask for the members what they really want.
Right.
So I'd love to hear a club kind of just poll their members, see what types of things they would be interested in, what services would really help them, and then go about finding ways to provide those services.
I think along those lines, one of the things I heard was actually selling groceries. So because the club can get kind of mass pricing or wholesale pricing on a lot of items, maybe it just doesn't have to be groceries. I've heard groceries. I'm like, why don't they sell cleaning supplies? If they've got a cleaning supply distributor, they could even resell that just as a service. If they have access to hand sanitizer, you can't find that anywhere. All of a sudden, your club can do hand sanitizer. It's like, it's huge. But obviously, hand sanitizer is one of the items. But I was going to say the
toilet paper, toilet paper, some of that commercial grade toilet paper.
Seriously, imagine if the club was sitting on a stockpile of toilet paper, or they had access to it from their kind of wholesale distributor. I think that'd be huge. Place a carryout order and you get a free roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
It sounds like a win-win to me.
Totally. Well, here's the deal too about that. I don't know if you know this, but one of the reasons there's such a toilet paper shortage, in addition to everyone hoarding it, is that people aren't going to their offices and using the bathroom like they normally would. So there's actually two distribution chains. There's the commercial side and the residential side that you buy in a grocery store. Obviously, the residential side's got big problems in terms of distribution, but on the commercial side, there's like a plethora. Yeah. So again, a club has access to buying that sort of things. They could provide that to the members. I have seen some clubs do that, and it is really cool when they've got like a pantry you can check off a different list. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Fresh fruit. Like we can't get fresh fruit here, but I know our club could.
Sure. Yep. That's right. You can't get fresh fruit in DC. Wow. That's
well, we can, but it's picked over. Like we're not going to the grocery store right now.
Right.
So some Instacart person that probably just doesn't even care.
We ordered 2 pounds of bananas and we got 2 bananas the other day. That's how it came back to me.
Yeah.
I also ordered Marsala wine and I got a bottle of like Cabernet. I was like, how am I going to cook with this?
Right.
So, well, what's next on your list, Justin?
So I've got, I thought it was clever to do an online auction
Hmm.
that I
Like for
think,
charity or something?
well, I think it could be for charity. I think they should do charity and the staff.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
helping our
I like
staff
that.
in this time so that they can get paid and kind of alleviate the staff because they know we're going to hire them back. A lot of these clubs have staff members that have been there for 50 years,
Mm,
20 years,
right.
and a kind of a neat way they could just shoot out an email and say, hey, we're going to be doing an online auction. There's a million online auction places that softwares you can buy it, so it's very inexpensive. Not so you don't even have to buy it. It's a service, and do golf lessons with the pro. Do one meal free when you get back. There's so many things I think they could do, and that's just another way to kind of generate engagement, generate maybe some charity for the local charities or local hospitals or first responders, and then also for the staff. I think it'd be nice to do like a staff pot.
Yeah. I love that. Yep. Absolutely. It's a great
Uh,
idea.
what else you got? Let me think.
Um, I've seen clubs actually doing a drive-through car wash,
Yeah.
which is kind of interesting. I mean, there are still people that have, they're essential workers, and maybe they want to be driving to work in a clean car. So I think that was kind of a cool idea. But hey, even if your car's sitting in your garage, you got to walk by it every day. It's nice to walk by a clean car. So
I think that's good. I mean, I think people really want to help the employees of the club right now. And so whatever they could do, anything that they're normally buying somewhere else, they might as well try and buy it at the club. I think
right.
really
Yep.
engaging.
Yep. Exactly. And that helps the club too, of course. Yeah.
I love that one. Let me see. I mean, obviously the basic one. I hope everybody's doing. The pro should be on there. The tennis pro, the golf pro should be doing live lessons. The fitness pro
Yes.
should be doing live fitness classes on Facebook
Yep.
Live or on Zoom.
Yep. Yeah, we built an online menu ordering system for Bay Hill in Orlando, and so the members can either pick up from Bay Hill, or Bay Hill will actually drive it within the certain neighborhoods there in Orlando. They'll actually drive the food out to members. So again, if your club is able to do that, if you've got the food service operations happening and people can't come to your club, at least you can maybe come to them. Yeah.
Great. I love that. I mean, the only other thing I have it on here was there's a couple of amazing Trump impersonators. Kind of goes in the line of your
Oh boy.
magician. But if you've seen these guys, they are unbelievably
I
hilarious.
saw one guy on YouTube, and he doesn't look anything like him, but his voice and inflection is perfect.
Unbelievable. I'm going to text you this guy also. But imagine and these guys will do this. They'll, just like the magician will, they'll do this. That will be just such a hit.
That would be really funny.
All right, well, those are the. I think we covered it. Any other ones? Last ones? I know we went over.
The last one to me, which is really important to clubs right now. It's a little, not exactly what we've been talking about, but something that members can all take action in, especially your club staff. Is we really need to petition Congress right now to get clubs included in the Paycheck Protection Program next round, because clubs got private 501c7 clubs got left out of that, and so. This is a time we're all sitting at home. We can do a little home lobbying to our own Congress people and ask them, hey, please get clubs on this bill, because it's going to, if clubs can't protect their workers, we may not have clubs to come back to. So it's really important that we get that passed.
Totally. Awesome. All right, Gabe, thanks so much for hopping on here. I think we got some awesome ideas. If you guys are interested in learning more about Private Club Agency, you can check it out. Gabe, what's the URL? privateclubagency.com?
You got it. That's it. privateclubagency.com.
Also, Private Club Radio is a podcast Gabe does, I think, every week.
225 weeks. I've never missed one.
Okay. There's some great stuff on there. MemberText is a sponsor of that. But yeah, and if you guys are interested in texting, if you want to know how the texting with the surveys or the trivia night to let members do it with their phones, let us know and keep members updated on text message. You can reach out to us at membertext.net. So Gabe, all right, let's keep thinking. Maybe we'll hop back on next week if there's some new ideas. But I think there's some nuggets in here for general managers and marketing folks to take back.
I love it. Thanks for setting this up. This is going to be great.
Cool.
Thanks, Justin.
Great.